everyone, and welcome to another Train Sim World 4 video. I've been struggling with my mic. I've been listening back and I've not been overly happy with the audio. So I've been tweaking that. I've spent probably hours, because obviously there was like elements of words being cut out. The mic kind of cutting off first or last part of a sentence. So I think I've got it. Like, I've done a couple test recordings and I think I've got it the way I like it. I'll probably end up not. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're going to carry on with the 801 in this one. We're going to do Hot Seat, which is like a medium difficulty from the look of it, and should take us about an hour. Again, I've had some more subscribers, so thank you very much to everyone that's jumping on. And yeah, just taking the time to watch the videos, and commenting and dropping likes and stuff. Right, so today you'll be operating the stopping service down to Peterborough. Due to ongoing harsh conditions, Emily Turner will be contacting you shortly to update you on the current situation. Now, she was stood on the track in the last video, so hopefully she's not gonna die. Right, we've got that undimmed. Unlock the doors. So with this being a stop-in service, we're gonna get to see things that we've shot past in the previous runs. So let's lock the doors. Get the reverser and forward. I'm sure you're feeling the heat. I just thought I would update you on the current situation. As a result of this ongoing heatwave, speed restrictions have been put in place and we have received several reports of the track warping. Please make sure that you and your passengers are staying safe during your journey. I should probably fill up the refill station things. Keep all my people hydrated. Right, so we're off to Retford. It's not looking all that hot. Quite a bit of cloud. You can see the moon at like 2 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. Oh shit, hang on, stop. Well, not stop, but slow down. Good gosh. Oh, first. Slowed down far too much. Okay. So 16 miles. So I'm guessing there's going to be a few points where there's going to be red signals. Maybe manual switching. Because of like the weather impacts and whatnot. Yeah, at the time of recording this, I should have done this and probably moved on to my second recording, but trying to sort the mic and stuff out, it's been hell. The problem is I go and change stuff, and then I get it okay, and then I completely change it, and then I can't remember what I had to kind of go back to, and you can only control Z so many times before you just can't. But yeah, these are the challenges of a content creator. I think I'm gonna obviously try and do a lot more videos like this where I'm talking over. Well, I'm not talking over, I'm talking as I'm doing it. Because I don't really have time to do the recording and then voiceover work, especially when some of the journeys are like an hour or whatever. Not when I've got to kind of like sit through the recording. But obviously doing videos that are like this, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but there seems to be a correlation in obviously getting new subscribers and whatnot, because it's more, I guess it's more engaging. Speed restrictions are in effect. Alright, so we'll just coast for now. Although we've got 110 coming up. So if we drop that down. There we go. So we can, hang on. That was weird. It said that you've cleared it, but the speed restriction's still in place. But yeah, so obviously I would imagine most people would prefer like a live stream. There's more engagement, can interact and stuff like that. Obviously I need to just make sure I've got all my audio issues and that like nailed. I did notice the audio clicking, I think, that I was hearing. In the videos it doesn't sound as bad as I was hearing it. So I don't know how much is. So I think some of it's from the game, and then maybe the more intense, or like I'm hearing more from something else. I don't know if it's maybe my capture cards, but then I would have thought that would have come across in the recording, so I don't know. It's not my earphones because I've tested it on speakers as well, so unless it's like my sound driver or some kind of issue there. I don't really know enough about PCs. I'm a techie person, but not PC techie. do like I've had my heart set on getting a Shure mic for so long, so that is on the roadmap for, like, you know, hardware upgrades. But then, you know, the amount of content for this game, which it's over £1,000, and then there's going to be more DLC, and then of course another game. I do think maybe I don't know how it fits with the finance model for Dovetail, but like it feels more like it's gone down the route of EA, where like there's an annual release for something. And I always thought with like sports games especially, because you could get away with this so easily, you don't have to re-release a whole game, because you can just release software updates, to like enhance the graphics, bring in new features and stuff like that, and then maybe like, I don't know, every so often just drop some paid DLC for like roster updates or something like that. And I kind of feel like this, because the prices on the DLC for each generation, it seems more expensive each time around, and I think more people are sort of more inclined to shell out for DLC if they don't have the cost of a game on top of that to kind of factor in. So I think like if they do away with the game a year, and then the revenue that they're saving on the development of that can be pumped into, you know, developing content that could just be churned out as DLC, and then you can kind of like create different bundles with, you know, like a base game and some of that DLC. Like obviously with Train Sim World 3, there's a couple different versions. Like you can get the Birmingham route, I think, on it. Like I got the Southeastern High Speeds. Because obviously there must be there's a lot of work that goes into the DLC. I know like sort of third parties kind of work on that as well. But like, you know, if you put that effort and resource into, because I mean, I've not been on the sort of train sim bandwagon for long in the grand scheme of things, but there's a lot of devout followers of the franchise that have been quite peeved that, you know, like TSW3 had quite a number of issues that they were told would get fixed, and then a new game comes out, so there's a lot of people that have kind of, I don't know, like losing faith in Dovetail a little bit, I guess. I mean, I've had a few issues myself, but at the moment I don't feel too aggrieved. But then, like, I haven't been involved in the franchise for that long, so I think the main annoyance for me at the moment is oh, this is via Don't Stop. The LGV route is still wanting me to buy it for Train Sim World 3. And 2 I think it's compatible with as well. And I think I mentioned this in another video, but the Dresden route has been updated, so that won't like allow me to get the sort of backwards compatible version free. I'd have to buy it, and then it'll be compatible with, you know, the limited route that is available for that title. Which again, I think that's Train Sim World 2 and then 3. And then there's the Link Rheinstrecke, I think is how you pronounce that. That one I don't know. I don't know if that's been updated for Train Sim World 4 or if we should be able to get that as well. So the one thing I would recommend, like I've mentioned it, I think on my first Train Sim World 2020 video. Oh, what's that in the field? Oh, the solar panels. Is if you can and if you want to, it's worthwhile. Obviously, depending on what DLC you've got. Like if you're thinking of jumping into the series, buy Train Sim World 2020 on disc, and then you can submit a support ticket to Dovetail, and then they'll give you the download codes for the routes that are in that game, and that'll save you a few quids. So I think you can pick up a copy of the game for like 25 quid, and that's the cost of one DLC, like a route DLC. And I think when I asked Dovetail to like get the codes for the routes I should have, there was like, I think it was about 6. That was 6 routes I didn't have to buy again, because they came on the disc. Obviously you can't get it digitally anymore, not officially anymore, especially not on console. Like obviously there's no unofficial route on console really. But yeah, it's certainly worth looking at. I need to get more videos done for 2020 because I've spent so much time on this, it's kind of slowing my progress in kind of moving from 2020, which will take me a long time. Because I don't even think I've put like high double digits of hours into it yet, because I haven't played it like offline apart from riding a train just to hit a distance, just because I thought that wouldn't make a good video. Like obviously the rest of it is all driving related. So I think I've got this video and one more to record on Train Sim World 4 to kind of fulfill my thing of a video a day for the week of like since release of Train Sim World 4. So this, if I've done my maths correctly, this should be Monday's video, and then I've got Tuesday's video, and then I don't really know how I'm gonna spread the content out, because obviously I've got 2020, which I need to do 2 videos a week. Well, I don't need to, but it's what I'd planned originally. So Tuesdays and Thursdays were going to be 2020 video days, and then my no commentary Train Sim World 2, which I'm trying to put a video up a day of. So obviously it's slightly easier just recording them, because I tend to do these voice recordings A, on my days off, and B, during the daytime when I've got sort of peace to do it. So I don't really want to do it in the evenings, and like keep my partner up and stuff like that. She probably wouldn't mind, but I don't know. It's really weird. Like, I'm so comfortable about so many things with my partner, but I feel very self-conscious recording, which seems daft because I was streaming and it never fazed me. But like, she would normally be in the chat and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's certainly a me issue that I need to figure out. I just need like a little studio room or something. Maybe get myself on OnlyFans and get some cash in to build a studio out in the garden. Trouble is, I'd never be in the house then. Right, so we've got 7.2 miles to go to Newark North Gate. That's our first official stop. Well, actually no, it is our first stop because Retford was via. I wonder how many people get messed up by the via. There's bound to be more people that fall into the trap like I do. I can't be the only idiot. By the law of averages, I can't be the only idiot. But yeah, if you guys have Train Sim World 4, then you know, drop a comment and let me know what you're thinking of the game. What's your favorite route, favorite train? Because that might give me some ideas on things to try. Like, obviously I'll get around to it all in my own time, but if there's something you guys would like to see me do, even if you haven't got the game and you've maybe seen or heard of something, let me know, because you know, if there is something in particular you want to see, then I'd rather kind of do it now, like when you want to see it. The Flying Scotsman videos have been quite popular. I think more so because it's a new train, like in the game, obviously. And it's probably like, I don't know, I'm hoping I'm not offending any train fans out there, but I think it's probably the most famous train. Like, I couldn't name any other train. But then that's not really saying much because I don't know anything about trains. It's quite weird. I feel like a bit of an imposter because I'm not a train person. Like, I had a model railway thing when I was a kid. It was nothing fancy. And I only had like 2 trains for it. I probably should have gotten into that back then because the stuff would... Well, saying that, I would have had it out of the box, wouldn't I? So, but yeah, the stuff then would, I would imagine, would be much cheaper than it is now. Like, I think a lot of the sort of geekdoms businesses are just cashing in on it, aren't they? They're just cranking the prices up. It's like, I used to sell predominantly Funko Pops online, but I did other sort of pop culture things, but yeah, stick a limited edition sticker on something like, you know, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive sticker on one of them, and that warrants the, well, obviously I wouldn't stick them on, they'd have to be actual exclusive, but what I mean is you could have, like, I don't know, a Batman pop, just a normal one, and that's like what, $11.99? A Comic-Con limited edition one, Christ, you're looking at 25 up to 100, possibly more, depending on age now. Obviously, if it's brand new in box. I used to piss off a lot of Funko collectors, because what I would do, I would get a few for myself, but any that were damaged, and I was like, I'm never going to sell these, no one will want them. Like if the boxes were like bashed and stuff, which quite often they would, because I would end up getting them like transported from Germany and stuff. I ended up just kind of keeping them for myself or my kids, just because there's no other way to move them. So I was an out-of-box collector. I think I'm trying to think, the most expensive one I sold was about 50 quid. I think it was like a Flash Chase figure. Right, so this is via Grantham. So that means it's just a 2-stop route, is it? Yeah. Yeah, going back to the sort of imposter syndrome, I mean, I suffer that for most things anyway, but especially this, because the fact that people are watching the videos, when obviously there's a lot of like dedicated rail fans that no doubt are sort of producing content as well. I don't really watch any other content creators that do train sim. I don't know if I will, because part of it would be like, I think it might put me off doing it, because they've probably got quite big fan bases and stuff, and it just make me feel rubbish about what I'm doing. I do want to try and get some gas station simulator videos done at some point as well. I haven't played it for a while. Like I said before, this like Train Sim World has just kind of taken over my life lately. Which isn't a bad thing, it just means I haven't got enough time to do all the other stuff I'd like to do. I was hoping that there was going to be a sale, you know, like when this officially released, to try to get a bit of an uptick in the older DLC. But I think, I'm sure I read in a forum that people are expecting, I think every October there's a sort of drop in DLC sales and stuff. So I'll be keeping my eye out for that. Again, like I've said in previous, well, would have been TSW 2020 videos. I want to focus on getting content that's relevant to it. So then I'm kind of paving the way to get 100%. So there's not been as many speed limit restrictions and complications as I was expecting so far. I don't know if maybe... See, the sky's not looking like it's really living up to the scenario parameters, so maybe we've passed the moment. I can't remember how far Peterborough is from Grantham. Oh shit, hang on, I need to slow down. I think it's like, is it sort of like 18 miles? Unless... I can't remember. Is it 28? No, I think it was 28 from Doncaster to... was it Retford? No, it couldn't have been. I wouldn't have been able to do 28 miles in like 5 minutes. So maybe this is this 20 odd mile stretch that's coming up. I need to remember and get a picture for the thumbnail. That should do. Yeah, on the Flying Scotsman video where I did like I captured some video on the PlayStation. If you saw the video, you would have seen it. Where I thought there was some lightning to try and get that in for the thumbnail, but I couldn't find it. So I don't know if I maybe didn't time it well enough. So tried going through like frame by frame, and yeah, no luck. Yeah, so 28 miles. Okay. There's a first aid kit that needs to be done there. So yeah, I was expecting more stops on this one. I keep catching myself thinking, God, this train is quiet. I don't know if I'll ever stop, to be honest. I haven't really looked through the trophy requirements and things. So I don't know. I'm assuming there'll be one to do X amount of miles on the Azuma. Could have a look, I guess. This is just the base game. 400.5 miles. It'd be good if, because like on PlayStation 5, and I think it's just a standard thing on Xbox, where it like keeps a track so you know how far you've got, but you don't get that on this, on PS5 at least. Some games do, some don't, you know, like when there's like, you know, collect X amount of things, or however many kills you've got to get or something like that. That would be a good feature to add, especially when there's so many trophies in these games, you know, like with the DLC and stuff like that. So it'd be handy to have like a tracker to keep you right. Yeah, it's looking quite overcast right now. Just such a change, just the noise from outside compared to inside. It's very nice. Miles to go. I think we've been going for gotta be about 40 minutes. I do like the addition of like going and speaking to people before you start a scenario. That's pretty cool. It's just a shame they're not voiced. Like the way my brain works is if there's a lot of text, I lose interest straight away, so I don't bother reading, or I skim read. This is why I tend not to read text out that comes up on screen, because I tend to just skip words. It's like I read, and I've said this before, it's not that I can't read, I can, I just don't really want to. So when there's a lot of text involved, my brain focuses on word, like certain words. What's the gist of what you're wanting me to do? I'm like that kind of verbally as well. Like when people are talking to me, it gets overwhelming. And I'm just like, right, can you give me like the sort of too long didn't read version? What do you want from me? I wonder if this game is quite popular with sort of neurodivergent people like me. That's something that bugs me, is like, oh, you're too old for games and stuff like that. It's like, how? Like, I get dopamine from this. I know what I need to do. The game, like most games, they give you a set of parameters. You know what you need to do. You have a means of knowing when you've done it. There's little to no ambiguity. And obviously with trophies and stuff like that, there's a reward. So like, video games are designed for people like me. The other thing that gets me sometimes is like when people are like, oh, you spent however many hours on that, you're an adult. And I think, alright, but how many hours have you spent binge watching whatever you're into, like on Netflix or whatever? Or, you know, there's people out there that watch all the soaps. It's like, if I think most days there's at least 2 to 4 hours worth of stuff that they'll watch, as well as like the sort of additional stuff on top of that. It's like, you spend all your time watching that. The only thing that sets something like this apart, like gaming, from that, is there's interaction. Like, you're not just, obviously I am kind of mindlessly just watching my train going along, but I can do stuff. Like, I could just stop this train right now, or I could jack the speed right up and derail it. But obviously if you're just sat watching a show, there is no interaction. The only interaction is skipping the intro to move to the next episode, or selecting the next episode, or obviously if you're watching on TV, like channel surfing to pass the time for the ads and stuff like that. But somehow it's viewed as like down their nose at something like this. And my thing is, if you like what you like, if you're not harming anyone, if it's having no detrimental effect on things, then live and let live. Jesus. There's bigger and more sort of important things to be on people's cases about than what they do to pass the time, when it, doesn't really impact anybody. Like, I'm not breaking any laws, I'm not harming anybody. The one thing I never really understood it until I started streaming, was why people watch other people play games. That blew my mind. I'm like, but you could just be doing it yourself. But then when I started streaming, and obviously getting to know other streamers and kind of watching their stuff and whatnot, and then it's just something you can have onto the side while you're doing whatever you're doing, like, housework, if you're working from home, or just working and you're able to have like a device to just chuck something on. Like my thing really is listening to podcasts when I'm either editing the videos, or mainly when I'm working, I'll just have my podcasts on. I don't really have many streams on these days. I kind of feel like I'm not a sociable person as much anymore, so I kind of feel guilty if I'm watching someone streaming and I'm not talking to them. And I know I possibly could talk to them, but then it's like, well, I'm working or I'm doing this, so I might miss the reply, and then I stop talking, and that makes them feel like I've buggered off for it. So if I do have a stream on, I'm usually just quietly lurking, but I still feel guilty about that, because I'd like to speak to them, but I'm just not in a situation where I can dedicate myself to that. And I know that's a me thing. Because most of the streamers I know, they know the situation, and most of us would we've got the same gripes about ourselves, but we tell others it's okay, it's alright if you can't speak or whatever, but then when we've got to do it ourselves, it's like you kind of judge yourself by a different set of standards. I have recently discovered, sort of within the last 2 months-ish, the No Rules Barred channel on YouTube, and I really like it. It was a Call of Cthulhu tabletop series, and I really enjoyed that. And last night I was watching two of the guys. They were playing who is it? Sullivan and oh god, what's his name? Is it Andrew? Anyway, playing Guess Who, but they were doing like house rules, which is like where they make up their own rules. So instead of like asking, you know, is it a woman, is it a man, do they have a hat, blah blah blah, they were asking questions like, is their dad proud of them, or one of them was, are they racist? And that was a good watch. I don't know if I should be talking about other YouTube channels when I'm trying to grow mine, but you know, they're not doing this content, so I doubt they will. But no, it's really good fun. Another one I started watching was where they made up a monopoly based on communism. So Communopoly. That was funny. Right, so here we are. Nice and smooth. There we go. Is there a good pick I can grab here? There's a lot of stuff kind of in the way. Yeah, we'll leave it with the one I got. Still rocking the ponytail. I don't know if it's maybe just this route, but the passenger loading seems faster. So hopefully we got a platinum on that one. With a small amount of speeding. Oh, we got gold. Oh. What? Hang on. Let's have a quick look and see what the score requirement was for the platinum on that one. The new menu layout I'm still trying to get used to here. 23. Oh, you bastard! I was so close. Does it show you what score you got? Oh yeah, it does. It's right there in big fucking numbers. So I was like 75.3. You fucker. Alright. Well, at least we know that's quite achievable. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, should we try a hard one? I don't know if I've got 2 hours in me though. Maybe try the job center. And then that's a new train. So we could do hang on. It was a class 66, wasn't it? So anyone that doesn't know me, my memory is terrible. It is all to do with ADHD. and I can forget something. There it is. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, so we can do the training on that, and then the training will take like, what, 10 minutes, if that? And then we can move into the 50-minute scenario, and that'll tie in quite nicely. So yeah, anyway, again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the support so far. And yeah, if you don't already, please subscribe. Drop me a like, drop me a comment, let me know your favourite train, your favourite route, even your least favourite, just whatever you think of the game. Any questions, I'll try my best to answer. I'm not an expert, but you know, fire away. But yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thank you again.